A 7-speed manual transmission is a strong possibility for the 2021 Ford Bronco. So far we are expecting 2 different engine options. A 2.7-liter EcoBoost making somewhere around 325 horsepower, 400 pounds-feet of torque, and also a 2.3-liter EcoBoost making somewhere in the vicinity of 270 horsepower and about 310 pounds-feet of torque. That's what it makes in the Ford Ranger. We're also quite confident that a 10-speed transmission will be available as well. It's called the 10R80, and Ford has been using it for a little while in a bunch of different applications. It's a pretty strong transmission, so those are the things that we're fairly confident about. However, there is some news that a 7-speed manual transmission might be available in the Bronco. There's a company called Getrag Ford. They are a joint venture started in 2001. It's actually a German venture, and they were folded into Magna International in 2016. So this is a long-running partnership, a collaboration with Ford. They make a full range of transmissions from front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and also hybrids. If you're into manual transmissions, which I'm a huge enthusiast, this is really good and interesting news. In fact, this transmission is really interesting, and I think it's pretty unique. Highly modular and scalable lightweight inline manual transmission with best-in-class torque density. So they're already saying this is going to be a high torque transmission. Modular system for middle and high torque applications. And here's the really interesting part. Low gear crawler 7th speed optional. So this is really interesting. It's got a low speed crawler gear. This is perfect for going over trails, over difficult terrain, pulling things, towing things, steep hills and so forth. This is pretty neat. This is also a very new design. So they're talking about high torque capacity at low weight, and also ready for stop-start system and rev matching. So it's going to be compatible with the start-stop systems, which some people like, some people don't like them. It's pretty good if you're saving fuel. I don't mind it. You can turn them on and off. And it should make it pretty easy to rev match, which I think is an important feature now that less and less people know how to drive manual transmissions. I'm not saying that you're one of them, but there is statistically less people, so I think it's a good thing. So let's look at this a little bit more closely. This is from the website. Highly modular and scalable lightweight inline manual transmission with best-in-class torque density. When they talk about the applications for this transmission, it's pretty interesting. They're talking about sports cars and pickups. So could this be a possible future transmission for the Mustang? I think it's a possibility. This is a very flexible transmission, and we know that the Mustang is going to have some sort of hybrid powertrain in the near future too, so this is very interesting. They also talk about best-in-class shiftability, so it should be pretty easy to shift. And here's the really interesting thing when they talk about the maximum torque. Maximum torque scalable from 600 Newton meters to 800 Newton meters. Let me translate that into English. That is 442 pounds-feet to 516 pounds-feet. That is a lot of torque capacity. And even better, the max trailer gross towing capability, 10,000 kilos. That's about 22,000 pounds. So this is a very beefy transmission. But what's really interesting to me about this transmission is the fact that it is a manual transmission, but it works in a hybrid application. Now, I can't think of too many other applications. I can think of the Honda CR-V that was a hybrid with a manual. Let me know if there's other applications that you know of.
A hybrid drive with a manual transmission. We have created this exact combination with the boosted manual transmission. From the beginning, our vision was to match the advantages of a classic manual gearbox with the energy-efficient features of a hybrid drive. It is compact, efficient, and can easily be integrated in mass production vehicles.
But what's really cool and interesting is they've got this video which explains something about the drive modes.
Customers benefit from numerous features, such as the free choice of drive modes. Thus, the driver can decide to turn on the combustion engine and drive in hybrid mode or in pure E mode.
So this is really fascinating. The driver can opt to turn on the combustion engine or go completely electric. And there are different modes for traffic as well.
With the boosted launch, the electric motor and the combustion engine join forces to provide an extra reserve of performance. Other benefits include the option of a purely electric traffic jam assist or purely electric and remote parking. All of this with significant savings in consumption because of electric drive out of regenerated energy.
Wait, did you see that? He just walked away from the car and the car is parking itself with a manual transmission. This is sort of Tesla-like. Oh, and by the way, a little bit later in this video, I'm going to show you something about the display in the Bronco, so stick around for that. I've also got a second channel coming soon too, so if you want to subscribe, I'm going to link that down below. So we know that this transmission is going to be available to Ford. The big question is Ford going to offer it in the Bronco? Let me know down below if you think it's going to be reality, and would you actually purchase this transmission? Is this something that appeals to you? I'm a big save the manuals guy. I like my automatics too, but I think it'd be very interesting to know, so definitely comment down below. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Bronco startup screen. So this was published a little while ago. This is most likely from a Ford F-150, and the programming for the startup screen for various Ford vehicles is going to be embedded in the system, so I think that's what we're looking at here. It's got some interesting rocks turning into a Bronco. I'm a little bit mixed on that, but whatever, it's kind of cool. Does it talk about the off-road, the rock crawling capability of the Bronco? And if you haven't seen these renders from Moan, he's really talented. He's doing a bunch of Bronco stuff. Definitely go check him out on Instagram. Hey, there's 2 videos up on screen right now. My name is Eric. Choose one. I'll see you in the next video.